Can you believe that a tuna still struggling beneath the ocean surface can become a living piece of gold worth millions of dollars in less than a minute at a Japanese auction? Behind every slice of premium sashimi is not just flavor, but a massive fishing documentary industry powered by military-grade sonar scouting helicopters, automated squid fishing robots, and freezing cold processing factory systems operating day and night at sea. In Japan and Australia, the life of fishermen has never been as simple as catching fish. This is a brutal technological battle between humans and the ocean itself. From 6-ton purse seine nets tightening around giant schools of tuna, to massive king crab traps resting more than 500 meters below the freezing seabed, every operation is executed with almost ruthless precision. But the craziest part is, this true value is not determined by how much seafood they catch. It is determined by how perfectly they preserve every single cell of the meat. Today we enter one of the harshest fisherman life industries on Earth. Across the vast Pacific Ocean, Japan's massive tuna fleets operate one of the most aggressive catching systems ever created in the modern fishing documentary industry. To locate constantly moving schools of tuna, the captain does not rely solely on the instincts of experienced fishermen. Instead, they combine deep scanning sonar, surface radar, scouting helicopters, and satellite-equipped FAD systems capable of tracking fish density from hundreds of nautical miles away. The moment the target is confirmed, a high-speed skiff carrying one end of the net races away from the mothership, while the main vessel circles rapidly to close the trap. These purse seine nets are enormous, stretching up to 3,000 meters long, nearly 300 meters deep, and weighing more than 6 tons. Once the tuna school is fully surrounded, powerful hydraulic winches tighten the bottom of the net like a giant death bag, completely cutting off every escape route beneath the ocean. After hours of non-stop hauling, tons of tuna begin rising toward the surface through the massive power block system. At the final moment, a giant brailer scoops the struggling fish directly onto the deck before they slide immediately into ultra-cold brine freezing tanks. The entire processing operation happens so fast that the ocean itself barely has time to fight back. Despite the rise of advanced industrial fishing systems, Japan still preserves one of the most iconic tuna catching methods in the fishing documentary world: traditional pole and line fishing. When sonar detects a school of tuna moving near the surface, fishermen immediately begin throwing live bait into the ocean to trigger the fish's hunting instincts. Within minutes, massive tuna surround the vessel like a violent underwater storm. At that exact moment, nearly 20 fishermen simultaneously cast specially designed barbless hooks into the water. The tuna strike with incredible speed. With one sharp upward motion, the fishermen launch fish weighing dozens of kilograms directly from the ocean onto the deck. For larger sea monsters, 2 or even 3 crew members may work together on a single rod. But the true brilliance of this system lies in the reverse slope deck design. The instant the fish lands on the surface, the hook automatically releases, allowing the tuna to slide smoothly into the processing conveyor system with minimal physical damage. Thanks to this brutal efficiency, a single fishing session can produce more than 20 tons of tuna in only a few hours before the entire catch enters Japan's advanced cold chain freezing system. If tuna fishing is a high-speed hunt across the ocean's surface, then king crab harvesting in the icy waters of Hokkaido is a silent yet brutal battle deep beneath the sea. At depths ranging from 200 to over 500 meters, Japanese fishermen rely less on human strength and more on massive steel trap systems, weighing more than 300 kilograms. Heavy hydraulic cranes lower these giant traps into the freezing darkness of the ocean floor. Inside each trap are large amounts of chopped bait designed to lure king crab into the cages. The traps remain underwater from half a day to nearly 2 full days while enduring strong currents and near total darkness. When retrieval begins, hydraulic winches roar to life, hauling the heavy traps back onto the vessel. Every crab must then be removed entirely by hand because even a single broken leg can instantly reduce its market value. One of the most impressive parts of this fishing documentary operation is Japan's strict conservation system. Special mesh openings allow juvenile crabs to escape, while harvesting female crabs is completely prohibited to protect future populations. The premium king crab are finally transferred into circulating seawater tanks to keep them alive and healthy before entering high-end processing systems for luxury seafood markets worldwide. When darkness falls across the Japanese Ocean, hundreds of squid fishing vessels illuminate the sea like floating cities in the night. After locating squid schools using sonar systems, massive LED lighting arrays are activated immediately. The specialized blue light penetrates deep beneath the surface, attracting plankton and small fish around the vessel. Within minutes, giant squid schools begin rushing toward the light to feed. But the most astonishing part of this operation is the extreme level of automation behind Japan's squid fishing industry. From a central control cabin, a single captain can operate dozens of mechanical fishing machines simultaneously. The computerized systems continuously release lines, jig the bait, and retrieve the catch with movements that perfectly imitate experienced fishermen. The moment squid bite, the hook's tension sensors automatically adjust the pulling force to avoid tearing the tentacles. The squid then fall directly onto conveyor systems before moving immediately into freezing chambers and onboard processing factory systems. During peak season, a single night of squid fishing can produce more than 50 tons of seafood powered almost entirely by machinery and light. In complete contrast to Japan's massive automated squid fleets, small-scale manual squid fishing presents a far more raw and authentic image of fisherman life at sea. There are no advanced robots or computerized control systems here. Every operation depends entirely on human instinct, physical endurance, and years of experience. The fishermen use simple mechanical hand reels mounted along the sides of small boats. They constantly rotate the reels by hand, pulling and releasing the fishing lines according to the movement of squid beneath the dark ocean surface. A slight mistake in timing or tension can cause an entire squid school to disappear within seconds. Some small vessels also rely on traditional single-line systems carrying multiple artificial baits attached along one fishing line to increase the chances of catching squid. Although the harvest volume is tiny compared to industrial operations, this remains one of the purest examples of fisherman life in Japanese fishing documentary culture. Many freshly caught squid are prepared and eaten directly on the boat only minutes after being harvested. The remaining catch is often hung in long rows under the ocean wind to create naturally dried squid, a traditional preservation method that has survived for generations in coastal Japanese communities. Leaving the waters of Japan behind, we now enter the Western and Southern Australian Oceans, home to some of the world's most valuable rock lobsters. Unlike massive net-based catching operations, Australia's lobster industry relies on hundreds of heavy-duty traps carefully deployed around deep coral reefs and rocky seabeds. After being loaded with bait, these traps remain underwater for 12 to 24 hours beneath powerful ocean currents. At sunrise, hydraulic winch systems begin hauling the heavy cages back onto the vessel while engines roar across the open sea. But what truly defines Australian fishermen is not simply production volume, it is their strict conservation discipline. Every lobster must be measured precisely. Undersized lobsters and egg-bearing females are immediately returned to the ocean. Even the traps themselves contain special escape gaps that allow juvenile lobsters to survive and escape naturally. The lobsters that meet commercial standards are transferred directly into circulating seawater tanks before being shipped to luxury restaurants and high-end processing factory systems around the world. While modern fishing documentary industries often showcase the overwhelming power of giant machines, Australia's abalone harvesting industry represents a completely different battle, one driven almost entirely by human endurance and manual skill. Beneath the freezing coastal waters of southern Australia, divers spend hours underwater searching for abalone tightly attached to rocky seabeds. Unlike ordinary seafood species, abalone possess an incredibly powerful suction grip that allows them to cling firmly to rocks against ocean currents and predators. This makes catching them extremely difficult. Divers use specialized thin knives to slide carefully into narrow rock crevices before prying the abalone loose within only a few seconds. One mistake can instantly damage the valuable meat and reduce its market quality. In shallow coastal areas during low tide, many fishermen continue harvesting abalone manually using metal hooks or by flipping over heavy shoreline rocks one by one. Alongside wild harvesting, Australia has also developed large-scale ocean farming systems where abalone are raised for 2 to 3 years before harvest. That extreme patience is one of the reasons Australia's abalone processing industry remains among the most valuable luxury seafood markets in the world. From massive schools of tuna surrounded in the Pacific Ocean to giant king crab traps resting beneath freezing waters, we have witnessed the incredible power of the modern seafood industry. But the true strength of Japan and Australia is not simply their ability to harvest thousands of tons of seafood every year. Their real advantage comes from combining advanced technology, strict conservation systems, and deep respect for the ocean itself. From releasing juvenile crab and protecting egg-bearing lobsters to developing long-term ocean farming systems, these industries are building a sustainable future for global seafood production. Because in the end, the ocean is not a resource meant to be exhausted. It is a living ecosystem that must be protected for future generations of fishermen and coastal communities around the world. In the past, marine resources were considered inexhaustible primarily due to the use of rudimentary tools for fishing and exploitation. However, today, with the development of science and technology, even in ice-covered regions with temperatures as low as -40°C, people can still access and fish efficiently and productively, such as harvesting hundreds of tons of king crab from the ocean floor in the Alaskan Sea. Even in harsh weather conditions like storms and heavy snow, fishing is not hindered. In calm seas, people can harvest thousands of tons of seafood per hour using modern tools. Therefore, to develop a sustainable and long-lasting industry, the commitment and cooperation of the entire international community are essential, not just one single nation. This will ensure that future generations can continue to enjoy the wonderful dishes that nature has bestowed upon us. If you appreciate the preservation of precious ocean creatures, please like or comment with a 3-digit number to join the voice in protecting marine resources. See you in the next interesting videos. Boss Sis, N-Ray WW.